Father Tom, Father Nathan, and I got together one day, and we share some of the insight we had, something that has been important for us. And so we decided to go on a pilgrimage. We're going to be gone for several months. The final destination is a tiny little place in Michigan. Most of you don't even know the existence of this town. We're going to do this pilgrimage on foot as a route that goes through East St. Louis and Detroit, so yes, it will be dangerous. Yes, we might not come back, but it's worth. It's worth because what we thought that it was important that will change our life and the world's life, it's happening. This can be, I think, a contemporary version of what's happening today in the gospel. 3 wise men, if you pass the term of wise man for me, Father Nathan and Father Tom, deciding to go on a dangerous trip in a place that nobody knows about the existence because they saw a star, because they thought that that would mean for them encountering the King of the universe, and so they will change their lives. And this already can teach us something important. Christianity is dangerous. Finding Christ is dangerous. You can risk your life. It can unsettle you. It can take your comfort away from home, away from what you know. You know, what we see all around us, from our shoes, our clothes, our cars, our houses, our beds, everything we have, the more comfortable it is, the better it is, the more money it costs, because it's a value. Comfort is a value. But Christ is dangerous. Christianity is dangerous. So why would I want to follow this? Why would I want to find this Christ if it's dangerous, if I can lose my life? You know those times in your life when maybe you look at your spouse and you understand each other so well. Maybe you are hugging your child or your parent and you know you can touch love. Maybe you put so much work and effort in a project, in a final, in a contract, in something you wanted to win, and you finally, after months, you win it. And there's overjoy that you experience. That's meaningful. You can see why it was worth. But how about all the other times? Christianity is dangerous, but it's worth because it gives meaning not just to those times, but to every single thing you live in life. Even when it's 10 p.m. at night, and you're so tired and you're folding laundry for your kids. Even if you're spending hours on subjects at school that don't make any sense for you, and you know for sure this is not you're going to pursue in college. Even when, maybe for your family, for providing for them, you're spending nights away from them. The most exciting thing you have is just in a hotel room, some TV, maybe a good reading when you come back. Yeah, even in those times, even if any single time. Let me give you another contemporary explanation of the gospel. You throw a baby shower. You invite people, just had this kid, and 3 uninvited guests show up. They dress up in a funny way, in a weird way. And not only that, they're gifts. One comes and says, for your child, for your infant, I bought a car, the best of the cars. Like, yes, he's an infant. A car, best of the car. And the other one comes, for your child, for your infant, I brought this beautiful Bible. It has all the commentaries you need, all the references you need. It's going to be great. He's going to know the Word of God. He's going to know God. Yes. And finally, the third one comes and said, I bought a gift card for you. Okay, finally something useful. This is a gift card for the child. It's for Catholic cemeteries. So when he will die, he will have everything taken care of. Odd gifts, strange gifts, right? Where when you offer gold was the most precious metal you know, saying he's a king, he deserves the best of the bests. I'm bringing him frankincense, meaning of his prayer and his relationship to God when he offers prayers and sacrifices for his relationship. I offer him myrrh, that it's an ointment you were used to for bodies when their people die before the burial. And this is the classical way we interpret these gifts. But there are some scholars who go on and actually tell us something interesting. If it's a king, the king doesn't need anything. Everything he owns, everything you own, actually belongs to the king. He's the king of the universe, he's the king. So he's so generous, he's so merciful that he allows you to use his stuff, his property, so that you can live. Your house is actually not your house, it's his house. But he's generous and merciful and kind. And so it's almost an insult to bring gift to the king who has everything. So what you actually bring to him, it's something that represents your life. Something that represents your work. Something that represents things that are dear to you. And so, part of the theories is that these magi were, some say priests, some say sorcerers. People who were looking in the sky for signs, were writing magic formulas with myrrh, and using gold and frankincense for their spells. But this is something that touches us, I think, more deeply. If I need to be one of the magi and come and adore Christ, bow down before him, kiss him, and present him something, only one thing that represents my life, what will it be? One thing that you can say, this is actually explains who I am, what is dear to me. Might not be easy to come up with one thing. Sometimes at baptism I see beautiful white garments. They seem very precious and very old. And some of the families have the tradition to pass on one child to another like the garment from their grandfather or great-grandmother. Maybe that's something precious. When I was thinking, what would I bring to the Lord? I have a beautiful crucifix that was a gift my sisters and my parents gave to me when I became a deacon. And it's always been in my bedroom, so I moved it from Rome to here. And that crucifix I've heard a lot. All my complaints, all my prayers, all my intercessions, all my struggles, everything. So I think that will be maybe a representation of what is dear to me, what it's affectionate, what express my affection to the Lord and what's important. But what will you bring? It might be an object and maybe if you see it, it's like, is that what it is? My life? Is that how I spend most of my time, my days, my energy, my efforts, my phone, my sport, my shoes? What will you bring? No, I pray and I hope and I desire for all of us who came here tonight, to have the same experience as the Magi had. They came to Christ, and the Gospel said they left and they came back home from a different route. Because every time you encounter Christ, you're different when you go back home. Every time you encounter Christ, you're a new person. And that is exactly what happens every time we come to the sacrament of reconciliation, to confession. You know, our hearts made for love, made for compassion, because of sin, they get hardened and hardened, and you're not capable to love and give compassion and mercy to your loved ones anymore. And so the priest, actually Jesus through the priest, takes your heart away, your stony heart, and he gives you a new heart. So you are a new person. So the same person who walks in the confessional is not the same person who is walking out. That same experience is the experience that Magi found and had. Because every time we encounter Christ, he brings newness. He makes all things new. Every time he comes in a new way. May that be your experience tonight. And if you had any intuition from today's liturgy, don't let it fall away. Go back to it in your prayer. Go back to it during the week. Say, what is this thing? What is this thing that unsettles me? What is this thing that I see as dangerous? Maybe there is something more there. Don't drop it.